Few places are richer in tradition, more steep in nostalgia than this old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And the scarlet and gray have this place rocking already. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Vols will kick it off to get us underway. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Looking for a productive play on first down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Looking to move it through the air. Gets it out quickly. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers to that.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition.
That's a live ball. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Yeah, these wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on chasing him down and funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarm did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the fumble from the wide receiver.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On second down, wants to throw it. Wiggles free. Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Volunteers.
And this offense gets on the board, and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced.
Oh, look out! The 40! And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
Yeah, and this This is why he's leading the nation in rushing. Like, you give him the football, and he'll continue to make big plays. He's done it all throughout the season. This offense features him, and there is a reason why.
Big play offense, and it has them threatening now. 1st and 10 from the 25. He wants to throw. Looking to the big tight end. On target over the middle. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. He can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
Makes his connection. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
A run for the quarterback. And he'll be stopped for no gain. Still sitting at the 3-yard line. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Quarterback will keep it. Pulled down for the tackle.
Decision time for this offense. 4th down, Palmer. The home crowd, you know they want to go for it. They're going to be chanting. They're going to be excited. They need a reason to get on their feet.
And I like it because the head coach sending a clear message to his team. We are going to be aggressive.
This is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. This offense capable of exploding at any moment. Now they're set up inside the 30 with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Oh, picked off. The sudden change on the turnover, man, he was looking for running room. Couldn't find that, but they'll have it at the 22.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Going up top on 1st down. Quickly complete. Slips one guy, now he's loose. Open runway ahead. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They'll run it. It's Fowler. Pushing ahead, a tough run, picks up 4, it's down at the 15. SEC versus the Big Ten. They compete at everything. They try to outspend each other, and they certainly want to beat each other on the field.
So many national championships, so many Heisman Trophy winners shared between these two conferences, David. Everybody gets excited when the Big Ten takes on the SEC.
And these games matter so much. The fans get so amped up, so juiced up, to the point where we hear in the stands what? SEC, SEC. They wouldn't say that if conference pride wasn't a real thing.
And the Buckeyes will move the sticks with the first down.
Well, no real mystery there, and I think this coaching staff has a lot of confidence in their offensive line to get the push needed to give that back just a big enough crease to fall forward and get the
touchdown Buckeyes! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win it, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the middle mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. Pocket starts to collapse. It's caught downfield. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
That's a pretty impressive throw, man. That's given me Peyton Manning to Peerless Price memories back when I was watching them, playing against them in college. That was a thing of beauty right there. There's a nice chemistry that this quarterback has with his group of wide receivers, and you see that in the timing of these throws.
Live by the blitz, get hit with a chunk play on the blitz too, especially if you're man up on that dude.
And you know what? You lose some battles, especially to receivers like this who are so elite. You're going to lose some of those, but I'm still going to be aggressive. I'm still going to play man. I'm still going to have to bring some blitzes. So I look for this defense to stay aggressive, but maybe give that guy a smidge more attention.
Watching this Tennessee running back, man, he just runs with so much purpose, and it reminds me of guys that I used to play against, Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry, two great ball running backs that used to really test the physicality of our Gator defenses and some of those great games we had back in the late 90s. This dude right here, man, he just wears you down every single carry.
And the Volunteers will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll try to do it himself. Really nice job by this sophomore quarterback to pick up the first down with the run.
Man, that's so frustrating. It happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Quarterback on the keeper. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, he chews up yards, doesn't he? That was really quick, really decisive. Design quarterback runs are very difficult to stop, and you can tell he's got some ability to make big plays. And thank goodness they got him on the ground and it wasn't a bigger play than it could have been.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. The ball's moving quickly to the line. On 4th down, looking for the completion. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Man, diving catches always look sweet, but they look even sweeter when it's for a touchdown. That's shades of Desmond Howard back in the day, winning a Heisman Trophy and making catches against Notre Dame. That was unbelievable.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Georgia Southern came through with a lunch pail hard hat performance, and the end result is an eye-opening road victory. And I guess it's not so much that they won, it's more how they won. And the fact, this wasn't ever really in question. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Caught in the backfield, it's Fowler. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding leverage. I can't let that fast sucker get outside of me towards the sidelines. Nice job expanding with him and then going and making a tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is tackle guys in the open field. Great job going and getting them on the ground.
You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to move it through the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to him, and they forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. From the gun, running back on the move. He was not going to be denied, discarding tacklers, running behind his pads, and finally down at the 40.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
At midfield, he's got room. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And last week was great for this young man. But, man, again, showing you he can do it at a high level. Just working the whole field, using different guys. He is absolutely on fire right now.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. They'll leave it with him. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, and that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that 3rd and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both. Got it stopped, now forcing a 4th down.
It would have been a 54-yarder if they'd tried the field goal. Instead, they'll try to convert on 4th and short. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got him, and they convert. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
4th down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the 4th down conversion.
Ooh, and that was close for the offense. They try to go wide receiver screen. They're counting on that receiver beating that defender. Wasn't able to make him miss that time, but if I'm on offense, I'm going back to that play later.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Fast motion from the offense. On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. He's got his man. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
And it's hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. But the offense just strung play after play after play together and got in the end zone.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they're going to throw it over the top of the D. And he hauls it in at the 30. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30-plus. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. He wants to throw. They're bringing heat. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. He's looking to throw. Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. 3rd down, and this crowd is tearing the lid off this place. From the gun, wants to pass. And the freshman will chalk up a sack. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. He'll try to knock it through from 38 yards out. It is perfect. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Ohio State. Boy, nothing electrifies energize the stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Tennessee ready to go to work the big orange offense on the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. And you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you know, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Trying to get rid of it. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Yeah, and your first job is to affect the quarterback and try to get him off his spot. They get him off the spot, he gets outside the pocket. They did a nice job chasing, not quitting, getting to the quarterback, and still getting a good lick as he's throwing the football.
He's going for a big play downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of this matchup somewhere else.
Finds his big tight end. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Volunteers in the hurry-up. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to go up top. Caught over the middle. It's Arnold. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. The give to the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. And he's already put 1 3 spot on the board. He'll try another one from 25 yards out. Good, right down the boulevard. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee, and they'll bring it to the 25. Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop anybody. We got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game. So the pressure's on them here in the second half, David.
Yeah, and you get the ball first. And so it's been a high-scoring first half. You get to go out here now and make a statement. Start this half, say, listen, we're going to keep scoring points, and then maybe help alleviate some of that pressure on your defense. You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Yeah, that's a really nice job by the cornerback. Being a good athlete, that's an out route. He breaks with the wide receiver. A lot of times you get those and maybe you might pick it and take it to the house. He couldn't get to it and catch it, but he puts his hand on it, swats the ball away. Nice job by the cornerback.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again after the incompletion. This time it's complete. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And it seems like every time they throw it, it's first down time in Tennessee.
First down time, and then let's go again. Let's throw it again. These offenses are not afraid to throw the football. When you got a trigger man you trust, let it rip.
They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. This is a designed run. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. The Sweet Feet buy a little time. Touchdown ball! And they take it in for 6 more points. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
After the touchdown, if they can get this too, we'll have a tie ball game. Direct snap. He will be stopped short. The 2-point conversion attempt is no good, and their bid to tie also goes by the boards. They're still down 2. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
They go to the ground. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming into the game at different points, spelling each other, keeping each other fresh, and they're hurting this defense.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Buckeyes will hustle to the line.
And you got to love this if you're the defensive coordinator, because your defense stayed disciplined. They didn't over-pursue.
And the pass is intercepted. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Handoff to the lone back. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He'll pull it on the read. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
How about the defensive end understanding football, understanding that I got to keep outside contain. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field, and get him to the ground.
And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. So this field goal unit has been getting the job done. They've already made a couple here today. He's going to have to get into this one a little bit from 47 yards away. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Texas State has the lead right now. San Marcos has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Houston. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Wants to throw on first down. Setting up the screen. Crosses the 30. He's got to lay it. Oh, look out. There he goes. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. And now they'll try to get the two-point conversion, guys. He's looking to pass. And he makes the grab for the deuce. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. Fair catch called for and made. Touchdown time in Tennessee. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
Offense set on first down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. They're trying to get to it. Now adjusting. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And the Vols want to pick up the tempo.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back, he's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick him up and put him down.
Gonna take a shot at this DB. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
You don't get a lot of chances like that in games, guys. Take shots downfield, and when you get open, you got to finish the play. The wideout's going to wish he had that one back.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Quarterback gets past the marker. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right, and having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. He looks that one in nicely. And they're able to make the tackle. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
Yeah, and I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen, just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the first down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in the short yardage situations, knows where that first down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Blasted as he lets it go. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. A designed run for the quarterback. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Looking deep. And he makes the catch inside the 10. Well, they just drained all of the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. Defense coming through and knocking him down for a loss, and that'll be the end of the 3rd period.
The end of the 3rd quarter of play. The score, Ohio State 36, Tennessee 29.
They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. Now on the move. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. He caught it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Volunteers.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to...
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Wide open downfield. And the defense wrestles him to the ground. And the Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game.
This game right now is hanging in the balance. It's tight. It's close, tied here in the 4th quarter. One play can change everything, and that was a throw that the quarterback wishes he could have done.
Now on the option. Open space at the 25. Touchdown, Tennessee. They've got the lead here in the 4th. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot, that he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
36.
Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Getting some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. Dialing up a second down pass play. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. A third and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And it's picked off for the third time today. Trying to take it back. That can be a momentum changer after the interception. Runs it back to the 37.
Yeah, and linebackers have to do a really good job of playing the run, but you could see sitting back in cover two, understanding I got to get my zone, get my eyes on the QB, break on the football. Nice play by that linebacker. Nice pick.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy step. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5.
Deep shot for the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown ball! And this defense is just getting squeezed by the Big Orange, and he's cutting him up like Peyton Manning.
Man, no answers. I mean, he's really had his way. They haven't made him feel uncomfortable. If I'm a Vols fan, I'm jacked up that I got this guy at quarterback because he's showing he can put up some big numbers.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism.
Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Taking it the other way. Touchdown Volunteers! How about that D coming up with a play like that?
And that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
36.
No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. The back goes in motion. Trying to find his man on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Fowler. Makes the grab and he's dragged down. The Buckeyes want to crank the tempo.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big.
And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They want that clock to run. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Ball's at the 22. 3rd and short coming. Can the defense force them to settle for a field goal? Back open in the middle. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense...
Touchdown, Tennessee! And the stomping has commenced.
And I just love what I'm seeing from this team. Like, going on the road, game one, where you're still figuring out who you are and what you do well. Another scoring drive by this offense. Looks like they're going to get the dub in a hostile environment to start the season.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Virginia Tech delivered maybe its most thorough thumping in years in a game that featured a ton of big plays, not unlike the way Logan Thomas, Tyrod Taylor, and the great Michael Vick used to do it. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Quarterback will audible. To the air on first down. Looking left. And he throws another interception. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. What a feeling this has to be, David, in complete control and headed toward victory formation. Headed to the end zone, and they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. To the ground with the back. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Right back to the well. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Buckeyes want to move quickly. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Got it in the middle, it's Fowler. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll try the right side.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like, they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football. They want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, it was not a good day.
It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. They'll try the run. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. They get to the line quickly. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Makes a connection. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
The offense with a big opportunity in the red zone.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Moving away from pressure. I'm sorry, you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous parting goal. A late touchdown.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down.
And the Tennessee offense will take over for the first.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the fourth quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress or worry.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they're able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you'll perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, David.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks. You start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.